Gemma, Tom said, this is Dementia Action Week.
It is, yes.
So what's the purpose? You're on a walk here.
We are.
What's the purpose of the walk and what's the purpose of the week?
So Dementia Action Week is an annual thing, and each year there is a specific theme. So this year is about inclusion. That is about including people with dementia, but also looking at everybody working together. So that's why we've come together to bring different teams like the crisis team, the Alzheimer's Society, the Older People's Mental Health team, and lots of teams together that we all work every day together, but it's just a time to kind of celebrate that and show the work that we're doing.
And in your job, is there a typical day or is it every day different?
Every day is different. My team of dementia support workers as well, obviously we are out and about meeting people who've had a diagnosis, and that is from the point of diagnosis in the hospital right through to end of life and kind of everything in between. So as you can imagine, through that time people have lots and lots of different needs and support that they need. So yeah, it's every day is different.
I'll ask you a tricky question because my mother had dementia.
Okay.
She died in 2014, and there were times between that period of 2004 and 2014. Sometimes she'd say to me, "Is Dad still alive?"
Yeah.
And I would say, "No." Was I right?
I mean, obviously, everybody is different in the way they want to support their family member. What we tend to try and say to people is, when people are in that situation, they have gone back to times when maybe loved ones are still alive. That's where they feel that they are. And actually what we say to someone is every time you say that to that person, potentially that's the first time they've heard that. So if your mum or anybody is asking, you know, is mum and dad around, or brother or sister or somebody around, potentially that's the first time they're hearing that, even if though they might have asked that question maybe 4 times that day. And when they first hear that, all that stuff happens all over again. So it may well be that first kind of shock reaction, maybe that instant bit of grief and stuff like that, because, you know, as far as they're concerned, did that happen? Was I at the funeral? What happened? You know, so it's the first time that they're hearing that. So actually what we say to people is, because lots of families say, well, I don't necessarily want to lie to somebody, but actually we sometimes suggest that people use kind of distractions and stuff, you know, and just say, oh, you know, what is it you want dad for? Or, you know, what is it you want mum for? Or, you know, and just try and distract somebody away from that, because do we want someone to kind of feel that grief and that upset every time they're asking?
Here in Thurrock, how are we getting on with the care for dementia? Are we, say for example, say from 5 years ago, whatever, how are we in 2019?
So we have come, I think, a long way actually. We have some real passion and some real enthusiasm for dementia. So last Dementia Action Week we actually launched something called the Dementia Action Alliance, which is trying to make dementia friendly communities, and it was such a success in Thurrock. We have some amazing DAA members. And it's really taken off, and that's kind of as well what's helped with what we're here doing today with all the joint stuff, is because all the teams are working together. You know, we are really trying to you know, get people to live well with dementia from the point of their diagnosis and right the way through to their end of life. How can somebody live well with dementia? And that's kind of, I think, where Thurrock has come a huge way, because of all that joint working that we are doing.